Hey everyone, it's Jennifer.
And it's Jonil.
Welcome back to our channel, and today we're going to go through some of the things that we learned in university. So school's going to pick up really soon at September, and we want to kind of give you guys a fresh idea when you guys go to school for the first time or when you go back again. And in our last video, we talked about reaching your goals, and we used our university days as an example. And we said in that video, we're still kind of making sense of what we went through, and we thought, you know what, our next video should be trying to make sense of it and what we do differently, how we felt about it, and we kind of want to see if we both feel the same way about it as well.
So one of the first lessons that we took from coming out of school was to get out and be social. And I think for me, that's one of the things that I kind of regret a little bit. Like, I definitely went out in school and stuff like that, but when I look back, I kind of wish that I went out more and just took advantage of it more. Like, you're only young once and you're only in university once, so it's like,
yeah,
go out.
So it's not until I go to work now and I see that it's actually really a lot harder to make friends now when you're going to work and you're with people that are kind of in different life stages. Like, some people are married, have kids, or just like really, really younger than you, and it's just not that same school vibe.
Yeah, there's just always stuff going on in campus, and there's so many people, so there's always like a party or like a club event or just like a school event, just things that were going on all the time. And like, yeah, now that we're out of school, like, it's just not the same. You kind of have to go seek out activities, whereas in school it's just like right in front of you.
Yeah. There was like people that were so cool in like our program or people in our classes, and like sometimes there's just people that you pick up their energy and you just like want to like just say hi or strike up a conversation, and I never did because I felt like it would be embarrassing, and I don't know, I was kind of like lazy. I'm like, oh, maybe another day or something.
Yeah.
And now I look back, I was like, that was my chance to like do it now or never. Like, I'm never gonna see them ever again, so why the hesitation? Like, if I embarrass myself, whatever. But like, there's probably so many opportunities that I like kind of missed out on, because it's like, even if you just find a reason to talk to them, like, oh, what did you get on your assignment, or did you get this question, or just make up something, because it's so easy when you have the same classes that it could have turned into a friendship, and it could have been someone I'm hanging out with.
Exactly. I think one of the ways that you could totally meet a lot of people is if you actually just like stay on campus. Like, for me, I would go to school and then go home right after. And I didn't really like expose myself to people. So I think I wish that I had just like stayed a little bit longer, just hang out, and like they always have like the areas on campus where people just like hang out and do like work or like read and stuff like that. Like, even just there, just like just to be around, so that if I saw any cool people or if cool people saw me and wanted to say hi to me, then I would at least be like available. Like, you know what I mean?
Or at least like soak up like just the energy of being in school more.
And that's like a really big trap for people who live at home when they go to school. So I didn't live at home, but I lived like with family in the beginning, so it was really easy to just like go home right after. And when you do that, you're not around people. It's not the same as people who live on campus who are gonna go home to like more fun. Like, you're just going home to like your actual house. So I think for people who live at home and who commute to school, it's really important to just like not go home right after and just like hang around a little bit. And I think like one of the things that plays into like you not wanting to go out is like laziness. Like, you're just like, oh, I don't really feel like it, like maybe next time. But it's like, you should just go because a lot of the times like you feel lazy, but you're really not. It's just like an excuse to like not just like face your fears and just like do something different. So I think just like ignore the laziness talking and just like go do it. The next lesson that we learned was to connect with people when you're out with them. And I think what that means is when you're out with people, it's really good to like engage in the activities that we're doing and participate in the conversation and just like be in there with them, and don't be like a person in the corner like by the wall not doing anything. And I think for me, like, I feel like I did this when I was in school. Like, if I was with a group of people and they weren't necessarily, you know, exactly like me or anything, I would make sure that I at least can include myself in the conversation somewhat and play the games. Like, I'm not a heavy drinker, but I would still play the drinking games, just not drink as much, or like, you know, just drink a little bit or drink water or something. But still at least like include yourself in the conversation, because then they're more likely to invite you out like next time. They're easy to talk to you. They feel like you're likable, and like, you know, they're not judging you, you're not judging them, and they just have more fun with you. So I think it's really good to just like immerse yourself in what people are doing, but like not bad things, but you know.
Yeah.
The next lesson we learned is to sleep. So for me, sleeping was like so important. Like I'm the type of person who like if I'm racking my brain on like, I don't know, studying for an exam or an assignment or something and I'm just not getting it, I just like stop and go like sleep. Because I think it's so like, it's like the test could be like the next morning and I'm like, I need to sleep. Like I can't, like my brain just needs to relax. I need to like refresh because then I'm not going to be productive and I'm just going to be miserable staying up the whole day. So for me, I think sleep is really important. I definitely pulled my all-nighters in my lifetime and stuff like that. Like it's going to happen and sometimes it needs to happen or else you will fail.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can't always be running like that, like because you're just gonna burn out. So there has to come a time where you just have to realize that you just need to like take a break, relax, go like eat something, go sleep, and just relax. But like
be smart about it.
Be smart about it.
Yeah,
like not to say like don't ever
smart.
take all-nighters because I wouldn't tell people that, but definitely find time to just relax and like rest your brain. The next lesson that we have for you guys is not to buy textbooks every year in your entire undergraduate career. For us, in our first year, we bought like every single textbook, like brand spanking new. And I think that's fine in your first year because it's your first time. Obviously, you want to feel organized. You want to have everything that you need. And you don't want to go into it unprepared because you don't really know what you're going into. And you just like, you've never started classes before. So you don't really know like what you need versus what you don't need. And like, you don't know, the rules yet. But so after first year, fine. But after that, like, don't waste your money because you could just like, there's so many ways to get like textbooks, either like from the library. I used to like go to the library and check out books and they like give you a certain amount of time where you can like keep it and then I just like keep renewing and renewing and renewing. And it worked like just fine. Or like buy used off people like on campus or buy one textbook for all your friends and share it.
I think like we had like 5 people sharing like one textbook and we had to like coordinate when someone reads the book, but it was actually a good thing because it forced you to read fast.
Or what we used to do all the time in school was we would take turns doing notes and then we just like pass around the notes, so like the person who had the textbook would read and like write all the notes and then send it around to everyone so everyone doesn't have to read that chapter of the textbook, and then we'd each take turns, so then we're just reading like little synopsis, like the important stuff, which is actually a really good idea. I would recommend doing that.
We should have done that like starting first year. And you can make friends really easily.
We learned that too late. We were like, there must be a better way.
Like every textbook is like over $100, and if you do that like every single term of your university, you are going to acquire debt really fast.
And you could be using that money for more important things like eating out.
Exactly.
It's true.
No, it's true.
It's so true. That's like a meal. That's like your dinner with your friends or like going out. So the next thing that we learned was that when we were in high school, we felt like we had a really good handle on what was going on. We understood all our coursework. We were following along really well in class. We did well on like our tests and stuff like that. Like everything was fine when it came to academics and doing well in school. Then when we went to university, it was like, whoa, I'm like at the bottom of the chain. I don't know anything. I feel so lost. Like I'm not as smart as I thought I was. And you just realize that there's so much more to know. There's like different parts of your brain that you weren't even utilizing before. Like it's just like, whoa. So I think that's one thing that I learned is that there's always like more to know. There's always like new perspectives to be had. There's always like, there's just more out there.
And there's going to be people that are smarter than you in ways that you can never really be smart in. Because I think it's like when you go to university, there's trade-offs. It's like if you're really book smart, someone's going to be more socially smart. And then someone's going to be like the business like person that like does all these like crazy clubs and makes their own money. And then there's going to be someone that's like, I don't know, knows the networks of all the older like people. And like you just can't be everything when you're in school, so you're almost like humbled by not being everything. When you're in high school, you felt like you could do it all. And then in university, you realize like, okay, I need to like work with people. I need to strategize how I use my time differently. And it's just like a different way to do work in your brain.
And I feel like when I was in university, a lot of times I felt like I had no more potential, and that wasn't true. It's just because I came out of high school feeling like I had all the potential in the world. I could do anything I could put my mind to. And then when I went to university, I think it was just a shock that I just like didn't know as much or something. Like I don't know, I don't think I was really prepared for what was to come. And so I just felt like I didn't have as much potential. But it's not true. You do have potential, and I think you'll realize that like later down in life. But I'm here to tell you that there's potential. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Although it might not feel like that when you're in school at the time.
It wasn't until when we graduated where we realized the real world is so competitive. There's so many people looking for jobs and not as many opportunities as you think there were. You think that like when you're in school, you're like, okay, I'm going to study in this, so therefore I'm going to get this job, and you think that your salary is going to be a certain way, and then you realize that it's not the case. So I think looking back, I wish I learned to prepare for myself a little bit more differently, knowing what was actually out there.
Mm-hmm. I think as a starter, like if you are not yet in school and you're going into school, try and find a program that has internships or work terms or something like embedded in the program. We were in a program like that, and like I'm so like forever grateful for like joining a program like that, because not only do you get really relevant work experience that like looks really good on your resume, but you also get paid for it. I guess depending on the program though, which is like amazing because you pretty much use it to pay for your educational career. And I think if you can't do that, then try and use your summers to look for real life jobs, like office jobs, like customer service jobs, like customer service reps. Like there's so many little office jobs that you can do, even just like filing, like do that versus like clothing stores or like fast food or like mall jobs, because it looks so much more better on your resume, and you're just going to be ahead of the pack when you're applying for jobs and stuff like that after school.
Yeah, I think when you're just starting out in your first year, I think that's the hardest job to find, because you literally have no experience at all. I remember my first co-op term was like a teller, but the fact that I just had a bank's name on my resume for my second term, it was at least ahead of other second year students looking for jobs. And even though my first co-op term, like half of it was unpaid because I like told them I would volunteer, and like it was like an internship, and then like the other half I got paid, but I just wanted my foot to like get a job that would help me later on. So like sometimes you have to kind of not get paid that well in the beginning just to like have something on your resume. Or like either not get paid or work for like even a small period of time. Take any opportunity that you have to get like real life office experience. Yeah, exactly.
Even if you don't want to go into an office job after school, you still need those skills of like talking to people in an organization and just like paperwork and stuff. Like you're always going to need those essential little like office skills no matter like what job you do.
Yeah, just like the work culture. You just need to experience like what it's like to be with people like that are older than you, who have like careers, and just like knowing how to like use Microsoft Outlook and PowerPoint presentations is just like office etiquette. It's like that definitely, and soft skills, picking up the phone, calling people. You definitely just need to know those things. One of the things that I did, which I definitely should not have done, was by like third year, fourth year, I kind of accepted that I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. But then I just kind of said to myself, I'll figure it out when I graduate. I'll just concentrate on graduating right now. And I just wanted to be an all or nothing person, just school and then work. But then when I graduated, it kind of got really overwhelming. Like I kind of like panicked.
It's okay to not know exactly what you want to do when you come out of school. And I feel like a lot of people feel a lot of pressure to know, especially when people ask. It's really hard to like, you know, say that you don't know, because you don't want people to feel like you don't have your life figured out. You don't want the judgment that's going to come with it, and you don't want them to like, you know, question you more. But what do you like to do and all that kind of stuff? And so annoying. I gets me really upset when people don't, you know, take an I don't know answer and just like accept it, because it's something that's so normal, I feel like. And even people who are like in their careers don't really know what they want to do with their life sometimes. So it's okay.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like how are we supposed to know? Like when you come straight out of high school, you're literally making up an answer based on absolutely nothing. Like even if you were to do your research and read online, it's like, what is that based off of? You haven't experienced what it's actually like to do any of those things.
Yeah, the key is just to like try different things after you're done school, volunteer, like do anything to like get yourself trying different things, and then eventually you'll figure it out. You're not going to figure it out really quickly, but at least you'll figure out what you don't like, which is a step, and you'll figure out little things that you do like, and eventually it'll lead to something.
And I hope that you guys got to take something away from it, and I hope you guys are excited to go back to school or maybe start school for the first time. And let us know what you think about this video, and if you've already gone to school, tell us what you've learned. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to our videos if you want to see more.